Started at the age of 16 when I was in my SSC. I first started making helmets at home.
I think when I was about 2 or 3 years old, when my dad had his Norton motorcycle, I think it all started from there. I've got still a photograph of myself sitting on the tank of that bike. So you cannot put a finger on when that moment was there. It was there right from childhood.
And then I was successful in learning the fiberglass technology. After that, I started customizing bikes and using fiberglass. I did a lot of work. Even the Rohini satellite that went on top, the bottom base was done by me in 1975. So right from the beginning I used to have a passion for doing some good work,
I never got into this profession because I wanted to make it a profession. I loved cars and bikes. That's why I only thought that because no one was writing about them, so let me get to doing that.
One fine day my passion for old cars has come through my father. He was in the army and during his afternoon times he used to collect cars. He had a passion for cars and I used to be along with him all the time, going for buying, selling.
You need to be in love with the subject. If you do not love that subject, then nothing else. So then you end up like so many other auto journalists in India today who love to be part of a glamour set without really loving the subject. So they love it for what it gives them to go out and what you call strut across like Michael Schumacher.
I knew about the 60s cars very well. So now I thought I will start collecting it again, redoing it, refurbishing it. That's a different passion for me. And that's how I ended up in all this today.
Through the years, given what I was as an 18-year-old and what I am right now as a 55-year-old, there's a bigger paunch, so I like to sit upright. Earlier I would love to crouch down. So the means of selecting the steed has changed, but it still has two wheels, it still has a throbbing motor underneath me, it still has a handlebar, it still makes me one with the machine.
A lot of racing I did during those times also. I used to race the Lambretta scooter and almost touch around a speed of 140 on the Lambretta. It was quite fast those days. I got about 16 national wins in racing.
I don't know how many people are aware that the very first motorcycle race in India was held in Pune in 1904 from Pune to Kolhapur and back. First motorcycle race in India on a closed circuit was held at the Loigaon racetrack aerodrome in 1937, and then from 1949 to 1965 Pune Loigaon was the premier road racing center in the country. Chennai started, Sholavaram started much later, and these guys, we had the factory Java team, the factory BSA team which used to come and race at Loigaon. After the 1965 war, Loigaon became a forward and a very strategic air base of the Indian Air Force. So that's why it stopped being given for motorcycle racing.
I was the person who insisted that, with a product like the Kawasaki which has just come in the market, you almost enter racing and prove yourself over there. And that's how Bajaj people, they did start a motorsports department. And we had a full team of riders who used to do a lot of motocrossing. And I did build a track on the Mohammadwadi area. I used to train the riders over there and give them a practice session. And that's how things started improving. Speed was thrilling. So that was the main development. It starts over there. You want to go fast, you want to overtake, you want to do so many things. Then when you go fast, you don't learn the technique of how to take a lap. You can't turn at about 120 km speed. Then there is one particular line on all those things that you have to follow. Then we started learning those. And my greatest moment again is the Cartier Rally, 3 times in a row. One for my motorcycle, one for Jackie Schroff's Jaguar SS100, it's a 1939 model, and one of the NSU motorcycle, and the Fiat Topolino.
How it will go on further is a big challenge, because as many things in life, everyone doesn't remain young from a sporting perspective. So worldly matters come in. There's always got to be one generation which has to take off from the previous generation. Unfortunately, that always is the bane of Pune. People do not come in and there's not a logical progression or a succession plan. I think that's where after Para we have lost out on that front. And you need people, it's not bikes. We used to Sholavaram, we used to have grids of about 150 200 riders, whereas now we have grids of about 10 and 12 people. When we have got all the bikes in the world, all the big ones, there we had ESDs, Rajdoot and Javas and Royal Enfields. We used to race Lunas and Suvegas and Lakshmi mopeds, Vicky mopeds. Today we have got Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, the works you name it, we have got them. And we can't muster a 50 strong grid also. So it shows it's not about bikes, it's about attitudes.
I would only suggest, a lot of people of this younger generation should start preserving these old beauties, not burn it away anyway. They should start this profession, learn or get it done from guys like me or someone else. But some people, they just get fed up. They don't have a place to keep it and they just give it to the old bazaar and they'll ask to damage the whole car. And if the car is cut, it is the most saddest part of it. A lot of good beauties in India have been destroyed like that. Earlier the Maharajas were also doing it. Suppose if you find a burned car like this, would you like to do it? You'll start, you are like the shape, you have liked so many things, but you want to do it. How will you start about it? You need technical know-how, you know so many things, but you should have the right people around to do it, work on it. And that's how things have started, And once you start doing up the car and finishing it, that becomes a real pleasure. Once you are on the road, and then there's an old saying old is gold. So that's how it is. And the passion is only because all these have gold value today. The Impala again would fetch around 75 lakhs today in the market. Some collector really wants to buy it, that's the price. I don't know, right from the beginning I have achieved a lot. Whenever I am determined to do such a particular thing, I finish it. And I finish it with a real class. And that is what my passion is for. Something better. Or you should always try to do a whole lot better.
There is got to be better news dissemination which goes through. And there has got to be honesty in exactly the conviction, the sense of conviction you give across. And by and large, like I have seen, if you read our bike reports from 1987 when we started to the bike reports today, if there is any change, I would like to be what you call educated on that front. I think no one has moved the envelope further there. You've got to innovate there, you've got to go beyond. So whatever we have done, it's been copied and it's been... I would like to be led also sometimes rather than always leading. There's fun in that as well.
Things are better now. You get better quality of material.
The only thing which I will not like is having bikes like these to come with automatic transmissions. I must have a clutch lever. I must have a gear shifter. Aprilia has got it's one of the biggest disappointments of my biking career. So I think, and even that Honda VFR, which they had the latest one. But unfortunately, that's where so many manufacturers are headed to. So as a purist, maybe it's when your children grow up, maybe they'll rave about that and say, what were you old foggies thinking of? So it's evolution. So you have got to evolve.
Last 2 days I just want to give up all this restoration work because it's a painful job. Going hunting parts, then bringing it all together first and then start on with the work. Then we start from the ground level. Like from each and every, the whole car is totally stripped, and then right to the bare chassis, and then a paint job, a restoration job, an anti-corrosive coating, and all those things, like the way it is done today modernly. I want to do it, but after that I would like to give up. Hopefully another 2 years I'll be around 60 years of age. After that I just want to go around. My son studies in the US, would like to stay with him.